What's up, YouTube? Graver here, and yes, it's been a couple of weeks since my last update, so I am braving the cold because we finally had warm weather in New Jersey, and now it's cold again. But I'm braving the cold for you in my garage, in the workshop, to bring you a bunch of reviews all in one shot. They will be broken up into different videos, just because I don't do the whole show format like Psych. So I'm sorry. I like to do my reviews independently of one massive show like Pones because I'm just not that cool. But I do have a bunch of stuff I want to show you. First up is going to be, yes, you are reading this title correctly. No, I am not backtracking on my feelings on flywheel blasters, but yes, I did purchase this, a Rapidstrike CS18, which is the flagship, I would call it the flagship flywheel blaster of pretty much the N-Strike Elite line. Yeah, I would say that. The only reason I got this is because Target recently had a super cheap sale, and this was one of my purchases off of that. I was very excited when the Rapidstrike was first being announced and all, because I thought it was going to be the N-Strike Elite version of the Stampede, and I love my Stampede. However, I found out, rev trigger, flywheels. I'm like, no. I have played around with this a lot lately. No, I am not changing my stance on flywheel blasters. I still do not like them. I actually like the Strife more than this thing, because the Strife is a little more quiet and you have a little more control over shots. This one, it's full auto, which is a plus. However, it's very hard to control like a burst shot. I'm going to go over everything with the blaster as always, so let's get to that first before I do anything firing or the god-awful noise this thing makes. Starting off first, probably the best stock since, I would say, the Raider. It's built in, so there's no detaching it unless you do some weird cutting with it. It's got a little lever here, and extends just like the Raider stock, and it's solid. It doesn't have a staged positioning like the Raider, and I got my Alpha Tripper right here. So this is the Raider stock. You can pull it out, position 1, position 2, and then position 3. And it's got a little button here that you can collapse it or, go down a stage or whatever. Put that back there. The Rapidstrike just has one, full or none. And at none, it's very, very, very close to shoulder. At full, for me being 6'4", is very, very much more comfortable. It's at the full drop, this is, I gotta say, it is comfortable. The other thing is this runs off of 3C batteries, which is a hell of a lot better than the 6Ds that the Stampede uses, or however many it does, because it makes it very, very back heavy. And despite the batteries being in front, this doesn't really feel very, very front heavy, which I gotta say is a plus, especially since where you're holding it, all your electronics and motors and all that stuff are all pretty much here. So you have the battery weight, the motor weight, and all that stuff. And it doesn't feel very heavy. Cool thing is this is built for tactileness. So while many people are recommending this for HVZ, if you want to, go ahead. I personally think it sounds like a chainsaw and it's going to give away your position. But, I mean, this thing is designed for tactileness. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 N-Strike attachment rails. It does have a flip-up iron sight and sighting through this little gappy here, which goes here, which lines up there. You can obviously add a scope here, but as we all know, Nerf scopes are nothing but just cool looking. You can put a front grip here, even though it's got the built-in hand rest here, where it's part hand, part on the clip. You also have the two sides, so you can put your laser sights, your flashlights or whatever. You can put a front grip here, like the Retaliator front grip or a Stampede front grip. And it also does have a barrel attachment, so you can add your little barrel extensions on it, or if you want to be super tactile, the silencer from the Spectre would fit perfect on here and look pretty cool. Wouldn't add anything to it, but it would look cool. It comes with one 18-round clip, which is completely and totally clear. I don't understand why. I mean, I understand, yeah, the Elite line did have the half clear, half opaque one, but this is completely clear. Your opponents will definitely see how many rounds you got left, and especially in the case of HVZ, your zombies will see how much ammo you got left before you reload. Goes in there. All right, now getting on to the crux of my despise of flywheel blasters. This is loud, especially if you're going to be keeping it by your head. That's going to get extremely annoying, and it actually gets louder as it fires, and I will demonstrate that now. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please bear with me. Okay, apparently since this was in my garage, it was cold. Batteries actually needed to warm up, so I accidentally fired 3 rounds, and we're now going to fire this off. So it's going towards the end of the garage, which means I'm going to have a lot of darts to pick up. Got to see what I'm shooting. Protect the heat. And if you don't have anything in there, it gets loud. So, yeah, my one bane with flywheel blasters, it's always been the damn noise. These things just, to me, they're too damn loud. I mean, yeah, I know the Stampede makes noise when it fires, but it's not a constant revving noise. It's just, you pull the trigger and you hear the motors pulling the pistons and all that stuff. But then when you let go of the trigger, it stops making noise. Same thing with the Vulcan. I have another clip here, and this is actually just for my own little testing purposes. I've never actually fired this setup before, so this is actually going to be entirely on camera, however it's going to work. Since the new suction cup darts are supposed to be all work with all end strike blasters, I'm going to see how well it works in this thing. So let's see how well that works. On the plus side, I actually got one to stick to my garage door. So, on the plus side, and on the other plus side, it does actually fire with the suction cup darts. So, I guess that's a good thing. Overall, my impression of this thing is I'm still not a fan of it. I personally have always thought the flywheels are just way too loud, and this thing's much louder than a Strife. If you're going to get a flywheel blaster, get a Strife and just pimp the shit out of it. Plus, it only runs on 4 AA batteries, and whereas this runs on 3C, so there is a weight difference in that. Plus, you have this thing to put your barrel attachments on, and I don't know. To me, if I have to have a flywheel, I'd much rather have a Strife than this. So, as opposed to what the hell's going to happen with this, I don't know. But that's my overview of the Rapidstrike. Yeah, I broke down and I got it, and I'm still not a fan. I figured I'd be nice, I'd give it a shot. Does nothing for me. So for me, I would never buy this one again, even on the sale that I got it. For you, if you really enjoy it, go for it. Because the only reason I did the review on this is because my buddy Kleiny went to Grid Code back in I think it was the beginning of March. I forgot when Green Code was this year, but I was talking to him, and he was honestly very surprised for all the noise, but all the buzz surrounding the Rapidstrike and how much it's utilized in HVZ and this and that and all that stuff. There were no Rapidstrikes at Grade Code, and surprisingly, and at Grade Code, since it is an indoor war, we actually do get a lot of people bringing like modified stock blasters and up voltage stuff. Like he said, there were a ton of Stampedes, no Rapidstrikes, which actually even surprised me. But I guess that just goes to show that this is more really an HVZ blaster than anything. And even for HVZ, I wouldn't even recommend it just because those motors are way too loud. But that's my review. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this entertaining. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Later.